Adicha, no so we are the Abua, we want some Abu. It's what that's for Papa de Radash. No, says I guess is why I tambo too.
Egwefuna Michana na pay.
That's right.
Na anape so Miss Merichia immigration for our way. Regional headquarters of Funina.
Hey,
Mam brother Faisal Dizu. Wala Isha. Brother Faisal Dizu Michao. And I won't crawl for Kenneth him for George Teku, Nane J. Jemfi, Ebenezer Siako Bimpom, Bright Afeli, Wisdom Agotima for Mami Krumya, and Christine in Tiamwa, Munina Michama. Agotima were a Russian name. It's all good. It's all good.
Dimitri Bakama.
Dimitri,
don't know Ukrainian
and
Russian.
Petrokovsky. Near there.
No, one woman.
One name. One name. Ended up. Supreme Court. Also fix the country demo. Police injunction against organizers. No. CCR no. Where if you am a man for so okay demo. Police for say hey. One time by say. Nah. It's not over until it's over. Quick comments, Kwamina. What do you make of it?
Yo, Chairman John.
Yes, sir.
Mention some Kukrana.
Major do that's it.
Mention wait here for pim.
That's it.
Can film Mantomo.
Of course.
Where is in council a chairman of that. Na Auntie Obi so chihin.
Hey, Auntie Obi. Good morning, Auntie Obi. What today?
Let's see. I did radio do the bar.
Yeah, that's it.
That's correct.
That's it.
Andy Abibasu, regional police commander.
Oh yes. Oh, an excellent professional policewoman. What?
Habiba Chumesi Sapa.
Habiba Chumesi.
Salute, madam. Oh, one point on me in front of Mezafunya from myself. Yeah, I put you me in front of Mezafunya. It's a salute, sir.
Yes, sir, madam, sir.
And Kwame.
Yes.
Manepe model Pondo Supreme Court ruling on fix the country demo.
No.
What's the significance of police injunction against organizers? Police folk in no mind na bambo yasumodwe monkafa basabasa yebaba.
Hey, merba. You may be what Tokyo, Japan. Also, a friend of Julius Abeku A. Kings. It's a big cool pen in him there, Fantina. A. Kings was let you know. Inti Julius Abeku A. Kings listening to us in Tokyo, Japan. Julius, Yadas and a pay.
Far East.
And then that's where you are into Trinkwa.
I say, you should Toby no by you for performing to run it to Japan.
Yeah, then I say,
Olympics is all about those.
Oh, yes, I
go, comedy.
We got my bonus to do. In terms of quick comments, you do.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And see, that man, a man who good American.
Yeah.
A person for your bamboo, baby, I will call you about the yen. Well, man, you munity. Internal security won't seem no. Na, oh yeah, police is saying na says the sense she shall be so a while. Obama, oh yeah, nebia, Uncle Boar man, Uncle Momana Queen. Number so or teachy, Mrawa, oh yeah, or saying na says that. Oboshede bibiara de nukwema mayede henwo bona kam deyi say attention ho a oda samba ban
No.
Ya mama onko wedam intine fa ban de Kwame yarba bezewu obai oye 2020 January ni mu na we are the Tenanka. No patch there 2019 November December de no Wuhan where China don't know what a terror Hong Kong.
No.
Na and then here we are the Nina Kaya Kuninti. Na China so says ya the Muhukwana China for you. Aja China.
Abe.
Trump is a woman won't you have 5 trillion or something.
No, you also got me. Wabaya economic giant, economic superpower.
No.
In so my bra you are all bonabra. On fan home butter China home.
No.
Oh yeah, wonder ma oh yeah. Chada, Kwame, a technology, a construction. We hadn't want Jaffa. In pure in a way, whether directly or indirectly, the what time Babunta China. Na ono no chede mo pe mu ohwan otasi wiade nyina ma bi bakan ya so wo Ghana nti match mun na hia so yenya bi na mo akwa kaban payin tranfe massive asemfo odo man payin ayan hihye ya onka ma ya ban kun afado ma odetra oyin de nyimpa ba hyehyem in the house, so you have a boom. I did that. I bia sampano, ye chuchu ya, ye sheshim. Sir Tengafun wo grow, ye sheshim. Sir Anokufuna wabo, ye sheshim.
Kotom,
what ben my February. Aye, I your for Kwame. You have a bunny there in Sheshim, say a color park, ya kafaka in Sheshim. Kotna you find trotoma for Sabotumukom in Sheshim. Na Yabaso, Nain there, ye sheshim. Tell me, ya, now Lotas so crack. Now Lotas who I pass Kwame, not them crack. Nay, I call. And see, no, the Muta, no more shade. Maze or Shabatun Sheshim no do. Until the more often imposition of restrictions act. Ni tete be mind there okro mrehye bagom san na hon wo tuma wo yamra mo to kotu wanyi ma waji tum mo de nhihye a o yamra boto ho de onam ya ba nti na o de fa kwan do a be su anu nti o de da mbran zeba oba ma yen hyehyɛ ma ye hyehyɛ min ya bra na de na da mbran wen na o de why na simple on the often statutory instrument being executive instrument on the details ada mbra queen ara ya acting na on to man capture bibia nti executive instrument or your details no akire mabotuma ya manuntumi ye nti executive instrument o man payin ode no won hihye ba ma obade nhyehyɛ mu pi we twado man pose oya eyimpo a nintumi ye asori de oya ne such a way there say bokɔ a no kire kuma ba bi ɔno yenyina ye di hu dase Kwame yo na ma no gbogbo hu ngbe nti oya ni nyina no dama mbran odahwa wo ho osa na kede wu yerbe onkware emo mi kire nti dan ria ye to abawie yi oma muni nyina ye pose question de ekufu adoba omia ho amambu MPP amambu otede mfia na mo wode ba wo ba bote na ma mfia na wa ye the entire country was posed to this question obi say o man nyina de dami ye ya no de ana nya biara o man wa fix ana won fix it enwu a wogina afa was one fix it what the bay o man nyina ye kwa ye ta bay wa fix me ye to aba ye de mo ho de akwapa wadwuma asoyi titwado ono yin we beteti ehunu nsa wo papa Kwame nti ye ndami ye wi
yeah
baya sa muntumu hu sa April no mo sa May no mo fix the country fi wo badabe
April what about 2 months you
but no che be April May
April baby
aja fix the country face the country na nkwafi wofi so no wo ba bogu for ma gowura another wo mind there face the country or not facing the country in Ghana for akasa dada honestly no problem oya kemam kebide say nda mbo watu aba mankuyi mba na face obi say face the country a oya ne pe another oya na afamede na otuma bi sadam na ma okoko wiemi de kwame won face the country no che ni abanda abafu kwantin point a wo from social media de me kan no che de Facebook na kase na kakra what about WhatsApp nyamu ya yenyim Facebook na ne keke we WhatsApp de ono de abi wo kra to mu bibi yesu ehuni na mu wo kwekesi na face the country wo fa na ya kwan yadam echi mayate ina wadi face the country ema wasi wadi bako demonstration na wadi share 9th May
9 yeah
oyada atu yancham 2001 otu hen and which was even in my view a certain slap in the face of those who lost their lives seeking to ride on the blood, okay, to achieve a certain end. It was improper. Then I was sharing how the entire country was reflecting. Mosi wo Accra Sports Stadium. Madodo hwe Hong Kong wo Kenso Kro had to folk no yekotoko wontem. Wa impa wesuma no no yimbe ma impa wa you no no yimbe bu ekosuma. Nti wa hotirim de wo bokọ oya kire e wo 9th May. Na yerbe so mana yerbe de wa wo yenche. Yerbe onkware na sinti. Emra no so a ohye de yentumi yenhyehye mu no so emra no so ho. Sadamaza. Posi pain ontumi ntena ho. Ema me kire. Na mumfa emra no hye mu nsem na mumbodo. Na etumi no so onyi police nsem. Etumi owo mranim owo court. The police for court. Come when people have taken it against the police, so police say we have gone before the law. The mbre yaba, the mbenta na dem kofi wopra wo yo ye na wodi bu. Nhihye ho mra ho. Nti ye ba gitum wo wisam. Na ye tum ye de kesu anu. That is what the police did. In the court in Kasai. What's the police who use buga? Well, the police did not ask the judge that Peace give us FM. A perpetual injunction.
Peace FM.
The police, even though on the blind side, and which is also permissible in the law, went to court, ex parte, the Yaba, into Mahiatum. And Otemwafu Penin or Woman High Court judge. Osho Mosno. Ma Muribisan, Oyada Hina Yemim, none yet than Papa into Madame. Nampom the tabono to do Capimbra. A man payna, Odin Shana ba, the me and Sheshamin, obey them wafana a tabone if you are. Was that there? Young Tumna, you don't come near to Tunkai. I was a police wafana a Bugabuga. Where's the Bugabuga? If they had sat at their headquarters to say that, look, we have the power to come up with an injunction, and that by that power we will not allow you, permit you to go to your demonstration or whichever. Never clear. What from if you have any case to pick it up with the court. The court made a decision. No. In the Kwame, in Bremen, what's the high court? Nishi Shaman, Sir Ekokaji injunction, or Bremen. Dodo and Dadodua, the motion about 2 court in that more than Dodo.
10 days.
Either the Bassan court, Naka application bill, not there. Since in our last time, Madam Maman, the man or the wow, the Sasso, from Bio. I hear the police are already in court. No, na face the country free was a ma high court the man na why yan ten why yan definite na oyo sure odon wa da one tase no what ko we oya court bad time Supreme Court when him Supreme Court what time one o sampa wo mbre no mu ne de se high court no ma nsha or the tabon to bibi damdo ma mbre no ma no ho kwan yenda idu
oh yeah 10 days no
10 days nti one of the Supreme Court and the court bad time oh no and what the manu o mbran today wo lower court wo ho ase o ye hona na sembran ndanu kwema ekwa wode ba wa fa na tabon bodo pan na wa to achi
not the high court was wrong.
The high court was wrong.
Any then choma them indefinite period
until the executive instrument or whichever
ex parte application after 10 days no washo
na sasho
yeah.
In the Supreme Court no when down no high court wa yen ye nti ho mukweku that's right amafuzian we
the late Kweku Baku apparently is still alive.
Osha need check shirt now check
Kweku Akwaba
yeah kwami
me dey also one more ex party man na wa lapsa nti how Akwaba
that's a good one
but not chere need a few hours man na wa lapsa
is it Kwame?
Yeah, Kwame now.
I am another Supreme Court. Okay, no, one of the court or high court and found to queen. It's on I somebody. Now, a man, no lawyer paying, another ban lawyer paying. I had the contest. In Toko Kajina Supreme Court, Marcado. A random at a waffle, a casafo. On ya has some cassette. Emya, you there. Or your high court and she said, Mobile to Mazama, yendedu. Na mother man, nay, him there after 10 days. Not it. He on your da, Yabana Yabakan, David, the Supreme Court and so, aren't they not today? Kumbiari, you hope, we gave more than 200. And the Kwame, Moko Korean, and no significance. No significance in there. And Branagasa, Namukwando, or Batsi Nambra. Me patch there. Ya kwambre him. Ena me yakwa kanya afi mbre no mun. Oche kakra. Mbre na so ejina na mbre do odatin. Ibi oso wa mama ekwowe there. Sa bibi pray him fichirechi ana pray him a. Anya mba twetwe. Ena oya there bobi sombo. Oya da otumede ko mbre him nkotende. Yako Nafia Mamran or that Luquim. Now, there are those who are saying there. Now, the Supreme Court has stamped on the intended demo.
Demo.
Because there are some who are saying it. It been was I on headline.
No, the case is back in the High Court.
Kwame, my patch there. There are some who are saying this on the air. It been on social media that was there. The Supreme Court has stamped the country demo. That is what some are preaching out there. What just for the relief there. My high court the man Otiambra. Na wajatum. And this our one shebi. That's what pena warrior. Oyachra. Over there. By the dictates of the Public Order Act. Or there what for them do when you police for channel. Now what the a card come home, you know, when you want to know why, and that is because maybe the police have indeed agreed, and then they are trying to find out the route and all of that. But otherwise, in car come a police for the money pay ye. Sakwa the why, police for you about Wakasa. Sakwazo no why, police for no one said the Wabako and bringing the door, Waka, and she shall now. Obama, Yabana Tran, the man she shall not wow in the court, eh? Say, I'm a queer, you walk, not tell you where Matwo, Obia, what's her? Nay, Yabana, you appear to Nasi. Ma Yadisika, Yada, Bohuka, Yadina, Yansabisifu. And the Kwame,
Kwame,
say, that's where we are.
I want to dovetail quickly in the meaning of another issue, but then Sekada Yaraba no Honti, police for no more na kwandwa. Na bisa ke bisa de na Occupy Ghana. Ghana Medical Association amongst others. Sir John Neya a man for board on Pimi, but then Yababo no do. Mamiko allocated on this Supreme Court issue quickly. Go to quick and come back. Because the same justification will be given then now. Police for no wing. Well, it is still Nipadom.
No, I actually the monkeys play by side.
It is still Nipadom.
Why?
Hello there.
Mamenjia wait here for ya.
Yeah, Jodo.
Namenjia ma of as Dr. Tulinsi. JR Properties. Kwame, Supreme Court ruling. Kwame na wagana matazu.
Ana ntazio.
Muni ya mugangan bebes mu ya na proud mapa ho. Yeah, did that very good. Ma convenience in grab was it there? We were the greatest demonstration in Africa. And I can Kwame. Oh yeah, some.
Kwame J. Asante, aka Poncho and Bubia, she says, when the High Court ruled granting the injunction, certain so-called celebrities attacked the judge. Some even called the judge a Kufuado judge on social media. Now, with the Supreme Court ruling, can we call the judges also anti-Kufuado judges? When a decision goes against us, it must have been influenced by some powers. But when it's in our favor, it's fair. Kwame, can we build a nation like this? We should fix ourselves too.
Excellent.
Tiado.
Excellent. Yeah, on other media platforms, if they are singing heroic songs for these judges, yeah, easy waje you. Na according to hey, why you modram? Is it? Hey, mangada blue aga. Baby, exactly. I've been saying ni text message. Or how we are. And our thinking, our attitude towards national issues. But I mean the Magade police won't go demonstration.
Only how?
Peace
I mean
FM.
the Magade won't go. They should go on demonstration.
After is there.
But bear in mind, the police will protect the sovereignty and the stability of this country, no matter what. What about to watch us? Oh, Arab Spring. Yeah. Missy, opposed to full warning to the public. It's understandable. Looking at what is happening in our Sahel region. I mean, COVID as a mo. Because you know, into the American, it writes off the police statement there. COVID into one got demonstration. Here's an example. Both political parties in your leaders in your and this is a watch I order what you want. But as a fix the country. Fiti imrisantia the do the membri. Banana you ever call for the fix the country.
Are you saying they don't have a just cause?
Oh. Yeah. Messi in my Kwame propaganda or motto. In America, they fix the country free. Wofi a certain block. Actual language now, it tells you the color of that block. And see, what is the meaning of fix the country? But I agree. Because say when the youth are frustrated and there's desperation among them, somebody will rise up to become a leader and to call for violence. That is how I see it. in my years in politics, you take advantage of your enemy's disadvantage. Depending upon how you behave yourself when you're on demonstration. Until no mama get there, I suppose if you want some water can the Ghanaian public, I won't say the public, the Ghanaian public should take note. The sir amanfo mama won mo do there walk demonstration ana intasi bi anyi won na wo so aka kan ho there yo ya konti ye ya ko. We have been several years joined the demonstration. Some are peaceful, some ends up in violence. Police will also take actions. But me just there, yeah, politics and democracy has come of age. And it's a Waruko demonstration. They should be extra careful. They should obey instructions. Instructions in the sense there, baby, over direct to their fun. And far obey some. Go where those days kumu preko na nigga kan wona demo wahala na nigga kan ni nya wecho mo.
Wala no wecho.
Oh, hey. Goguje kumu preko na musumi je wahala. Ane gugu wa. Oje kumu preko na musumi je wahala. Ni nyina at the end of the day is want of power. Ewa. Nti ebo for Kombia do ne destroy who opponent and a party in power to make sure that also at the end of the day you win sympathy among voters for you to be voted into office. Kwame nti demonstration say me work again. Am say Ghana fo yenyimia bra yere bre. Ne yenyima kondo a yetumi ye survive. And they say, "Binima about what said they fix the country. Once one chairs are able to wire country here together, we will fix it." Kwame Masami.
May that say, well, tighten. Kwegu,
Yeah.
fix your timing to Kokrokoo.
I hear you.
So fix your timing.
Kwame.
Kwegu, good to see you as usual.
Yeah, man.
Enter.
What I knew. Ended that. I'm the man. I was listening to Kwame now, and I'm the raising those essential points, you know, in terms of I do see what Supreme Court ended that. It's true. Mr. Main, all sorts of reports, conflicting reports, different, all sorts of reports on social media, especially, but even some mainstream media houses crash war report, you know. I'm the one third in I see, but essentially in the Supreme Court, I'm there or vacate High Court ruling, you know, relative to the indefinite time frame now. High Court demand they add in law. High Court add in law. Yenya in there was a equal expert here. No grantor. Time frame here 10 days.
Yeah.
10 days in this one now elapse. Somehow no still so if ruling na tidama perpetuity be a beshimu konabi. Apparently smuggled in there. That's not the right word. It may be disrespectful to the court. I withdraw it.
Better.
So the Supreme Court said, look, idea will lapse, but still also aspects, this indefinite aspects is not supported by law. Into vacate. Le Martin Punde prior to in the dano. Ne police from one go back with an application, this time on notice.
Oh, I see.
Yes, on notice. They're still essentially seeking a court restraining order against the planned demonstration. Now I'm done on June 14th. The court never turned. So we shall, this is the situation in terms of the judicial legal processes. But Kwame,
Kokrokoo.
And it's been a long-standing principle. Okay? This Public Order Act, it came about because of experience you go through relative to the constitutional right to demonstrate. So if your constitution ankasa you read text now, the right to demonstrate no you're unfettered. Right, right, anytime, anywhere, and all that. I'm not literal understanding or interpretation. If a text now, oti. Ne yaba fought before yaba for Republican. Yakada yaba demonstrator. Kwame, ye dena police from Wamaya kwan.
Yeah.
At times, crowd of weaponry, it drew starting point. Now one bad we change your argument into Monko. This was before the Fourth Republic.
Yeah.
You can imagine, of course, we had a military government
regime.
But butu many times, sometimes brutalities left, right, center, Kwame.
Yeah.
Into normal, the new patriotic party will sue IGP 1993 or so. In fact, the judgment was granted, I think, November 30th, 1993.
Okay.
Alajite was the lead counsel. Akufo-Addo,
Peter Alajite.
Peter Alajite was the
lead counsel.
But Akufo-Addo, Gloria
Kufu.
Yes, and some other names. Who were representing the NPP. Peter Alajite, with him Sam Okujoto.
Yeah.
Nana Akufo-Addo. Afram Asiedu. And Miss Gloria Akufu for the plaintiff, that is the MPP. Then Martin Amido, Deputy Attorney General. With him, Mrs. Poku Orleans.
Poku Orleans, yeah.
Yes, and Mrs. No, Pobi
Orleans.
Yes, maybe if Pobi, in the Pobi will meet him.
Adam?
Inima.
Menteda.
Baku Pobi. It's me will have a scene now of frame Baku Pobi. We were hiding the Baku for obvious reasons. So the Bakuno was being hidden until Anya Sharp one day you could feel back. The times called for it. Mrs. Edusa Amankwa, no a chief state attorney. And this landmark litigation initiated by the NPP, no leading to Parliament decided to obey the Public Order Act. Now, Public Order Act, there are still some people who think they're not the best, but that was a compromise, Kwame. They feel notify police 5 days ahead. Now, police from one trans work out the route. So police from the afraid the situation in your conducive. No, that work of court. Ninia is elaborated in the Public Order Act. In spite of that, the crowd still no police from no misbehave.
Or frustrate.
Maybe that's the better word. Thank you. Because at times, if we have no work of court, work of expertise.
That means on your blind side.
Yeah, on your blind side. In spite of the Public Order Act. Those of us who were engaged in demonstrations consistently were not happy, in spite of the fact that Public Order Act still frustrations were there, even though back down the balance, to be fair, you expand the frontiers of freedom of assembly, movement, and demonstration. Into BBR contradictions. As you resolve the unity of opposition, you make progress. Into progressively, under the Fourth Republic, you insist on your rights in spite of the challenges. Some of the court rulings had difficulties with it. Example is what we are just dealing with. Our Supreme Court dealt with yesterday. It's true. Court nankade, out, court can't say that. But at the same time, I'm sure that the convenience of the country can pay with him there. There's another application pending now. that work challenge this time on notice. Into Kwame, make an aquara. I'm somebody who sometimes feels uncomfortable with some of these whole things about expertise, especially about demonstrations and assembly. You know, men call the merits or the merits of Fix the Country campaign or program.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm avoiding that now.
Okay.
I think Kwame dealt with some aspects. The aspects of Kwame thing I'm metasi. Because Kwame, it's a biane right. We can't impose time frames on them.
Yeah.
Or a war writer. But the truth is there, if there's some of the issues now, what launch for May 9th now, one badona. Apart from, let me do so quote unquote free list now. Almost all those issues were part of the campaign towards election 2020.
I see.
Oh yes, all the issues were part of the campaign. And a party or an incumbent wins the elections or a 4-year mandate,
No.
to execute
The mandate.
Well, I was all right. There back at look, whether he win the election or he win the election or fix the country, fine. Hear them. Democracy has room for everything, Kwame. We do not have the luxury of an alternative. Here voting for democracy. Everything, Kwame.
You notice the emphasis on everything.
Everything, anything. You are entitled to make that noise or to make a case. The Abansa we vote a man only 5-6 months ago. They are also entitled to focus on their program and implement it. Come the 4-year limit, they go back to elections. So vote you. That's the civilized option you vote for. Until wise a man or execute new program. Yes, the citizenry was more right. Won't outside. I mean, I will vote for that. I've always said it, and I think make classical principle.
Yeah, you prefer the ugly noises
to the culture of silence. But police for no so may advise kakrama man. There sometimes moderation.
Yeah.
Moderation, man. Imposition of Constitution.
Ramna is talking the law.
The law.
Not the law. Not the band. Not the band. But the law.
The law.
Not the band.
Ramna is talking the law.
Not the band.
I hear you, and I support that. The law.
Yeah.
Sometimes and we are all challenged. Hey, sometimes inconsistency or selectivity also be a part of the problem and challenge. And I'm sure there, Kwame, how can they conclude or pointing the finger somewhere else to another topic here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Funerals, burial service. I'm there. Kwame, law na reference was suspended funerals nyadama.
Yeah.
Burial service. No worry. What are exemptions? The exemption is private burial. Right. Man number 25 nyadama. Kwame.
Yes.
There, I was challenged. I had a moral dilemma. Tama, deal with my mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
But well arranged.
Yes, but still.
It
went beyond the
it
25.
Breached the 25.
Yes. And then outside where the protocols were being observed, outside, there was hardly any observance. Indeed. We now watch it, man. The more package be a wire.
Yeah.
My goodness, that was a disaster.
Yes.
Ihuya.
Pa.
Yeah.
But in the outside there's area what be
shame then fight to be crying to kwakra si hu.
Kwame
guest awaba.
Egbert won wo gwani.
Guest awaba mpo a na mehwehwe edzibani bi akoma ho.
Yeah.
Kwame.
Yeah.
Menya bi.
Oh.
Yeah, menya because one was ambush vehicle na adwum na bia yi ni max na yeah. Complete chaos. Na me gina wana mama kacham de you are guilty.
Oh, why catch on?
No, me kacham me say you are guilty.
But it was unexpected.
No, yeah, but you are guilty in the face of the law. You may go and explain and ask for mitigation. In the case that one me guilty, I mean no, na me can organize no. Are you getting my beat?
So you should have been arrested.
Yeah, it say if upon sanction organizers na and I'm and that would be the family.
Yeah.
Those of us who are in charge of the organization. I don't think that you can go for the attendees unless Kwame it be on Shane Max. Maybe on also commit offense. But so Shane Max, I'm not sure it's a person there for merely attending that event. He'll be in trouble.
Until I 25 minutes. Until that's when the organizers are in trouble.
Yeah, but not attendee.
There must be the mind to break the law.
Kokrokoo didn't have the mind to break the law.
Yeah, it's in a mess.
Although established there, you had the mind.
But that's why there's a court. Imran one kada watch one nine. Ochwa or the due process.
That's right.
Due process and they were defense. Ibe raise. That's why I use the word mitigation.
Okay.
There in the process, you may raise the issue of mitigation, showing there you didn't deliberately violate the law. It happened accidental. All these things are elements that can be marshaled in terms of defense when you are under prosecution.
Yeah.
Yes, but Sisiania can't beyond prosecution. We are looking at prior to prosecution. Yes, whether you are adhering to the protocols
or not.
Nyadama. And I'm saying that Kakrana mi apart from there, in the church room itself was well organized, BBR fine, except the Norman was beyond 25. Let's be honest, it was beyond 25. Outside, there was complete chaos. And to be honest, I mean, me feel inside. All the time I'm inside. Maybe outside because he see president of we, wow. I don't know why rough.
Let me ask a question.
Yeah, please do.
There was the outside, there was the inside.
Yeah, the same.
Now, what she's sharing there, Obi o outside, you stay put. Obi o inside, you stay put. All your refreshment are Mayan. You are outsider. Obacha ma outside, Monsa Kamoze. Inside, Monsa Kamoze. Na Sebinum, by their conduct, we decided there. The men she share, Sebio ye in power there, yet the do. Na se obun kam na wo be insider.
They should
No,
be blamed.
No, you don't get it.
We had security there. We had police people there.
There were
soldiers there.
Difficult.
Kwamna, you are not listening. Or if you are listening, then
I'm
you are
not understanding.
No, he's listening, he's hearing, but he will not understand.
Meanwhile, he's asking us to obey the law.
Yeah.
Kwamna, Mame can there for law enforcement say chaos no see hono. If law enforcement were minded to deal with the situation, the first people they will call is the organizers.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yes, that's true.
Because that is the law.
I agree.
Yeah.
Honorable point 1-2.
Yes.
Now, when they have done that, now I also thought they will go for due process.
Yeah.
Due process, then you will marshal your defense. A one and semi BIA can come on board.
Okay.
That's the point I was making. See,
Baby,
we are very challenged.
Yeah.
There is no doubt that we are challenged, but may stop short because it's a Yabakoda topic.
In fact, I'm going straight to it
somehow
from
I
here.
preempt in the Kakra by some of the things I'm saying, but it will be the same thing I will say there. If you're that kind of front now, anyway, maybe let me wait. Let's go step by step, Kwame. Step by step. Otherwise,
And Kwame start. So Kwame,
Yeah.
Ghana Medical Association, Occupy Ghana. Two things have happened. When you know what can say John needs it. Emi, me say, Mami Tima Kra to vote. and Accra Great Olympics football match. It was for want of a better word, crazy. A dumb.
The Manchester
Derby, yeah. A dumb. Today, ma COVID no cool. Kwame if you bring nakasa.
Yeah, Chairman General, me you again. We in there. Yeah, let your guard down. Me you again, papa.
Yeah.
And we go kasia atemi dabwa. Unwa you work kasa educating the entire country from day one all through.
Yeah.
My yada boa ma manful tasia all the yenya. Vaccination by virtually every day. We can see one jacka. But yada boa man that board domiti and Dr. Boaje by the
Patrick Kuma
Boaje ba. Dr. Sedu.
If I any Dr. Bedusa could you put
service to God and country.
Indeed.
And you are very much concerned. Na da musumo de o mamba nyina na da mamba amanfo nyina o ye hatiti nti mejetum de za ya botum ya ye biara yenka gina dam pempen do a obaba mamanfo akere hogbe o de etum ye kwa bia do na kwame aya tum fafa aya tum hyehye na bona yimpa no wa de yebo no wa ginsem obi orite man ka de bi amepe alaba ya na excuse bi no ya dam na me kire se owo han hodinum de ye ba ya ma embran pepepepepepe yembu mfodo a that is the way to go nanso aya su na yimpa ma oda other tuniti wafa na tikwa no de adwuma kwame aya yanka sa yan hihye na yan mambra na yan nanto ya de toncha ya budo and let me descend now to Wono
Sakra Wono and so you don't have any comments on Accra House of Oak yet and now no as I general I'm a tashi
prefacing Kwame
na
Sakra Wono oya Obama Kojo free wusa free ahina yenyim nidin ka sekura de bi nzina yim bai na mutum hu se bi bedina kira se John
no
Kwame wakaya amanyaku MPP deshi amanyaku osun papa ohuru ya baya amanyaku ne twotwo nyi panyin general secretary na Sereka the chief executive of the party Kwame ya do no tunchin a nankasa de oya mranyimyi enna ne bra obon wokumase enna bi oso odi bokoni nchikura so obaba ye oya CEO Forestry Commission ejuma tatata kase ebi oso nansa wodo a onyi opposition party nua General Mosquito Kwame na ya na ebo ho odukura say Mosquito say CD room so CD itri o say wo aya na bo CD room oh true I know what you
that was for election petition 2013
2013 we be jam from ma na hu yes em ko for na wa ben enti Kwame
say John
who say free no wadom
papa
no wadom papa na ehihyen no eda odikan oye owu summon na wo ye burial service na chi burial service ni wi a ansa na chi ebusie sipon aman na sipon mechi wo de yin wo da de wo da chiado kwa me nje nyina ye mpa boyin de ntonka ye da obaye bubu ankoma onka da me yehuni enti se obi boni ti mo po bi de o man panyin di fo wo ma kwa me na me tawa mantase enti na nchahyehyai de ncho man panyin ni general secretary kwa me odanyu ahwaban emiedu wo sese na cha kama ne bofo o man panyin na ntemo nko yo enti se obakoso a ncho kwa akotwe na ohunu domen asna yi wo fa na imposition of restrictions act executive instrument enti mentena kwa mesame
mo bi amenu
mesame chimako you ayak says yakasa dem a sebio o man panyin nyim da oye yakama okasi de o man panyin something that was completely out of his remit. Omanpe was outside. Obey ejuma odo oye nhihye yin de odo okọ isamakutufuo okọ amakutufuo odo okọ he attended 2-3 funerals in a trot.
President Gufoni is that.
That's right. And son wa trado why nhihye was itinerary Omanpe nhihye nze why itinerary atrado okọ general secretary wa akọ Madoman Ebubu Ankuma. We must indeed condemn. But the ye Kasabi, Eko Rede, Ono no de Inshishana Ba, Ono no Pewa Boba in Hubang, no Wabo man so no Bayamba. No Waka Katina when he owes this country an apology that he, by his action, he does one thing, and then by his words, he does another. Manzazo and then Kokrokoo do wonon commander in chief asoja fa abo hina se mba na mo bafa mo famba no won hwe nkofi mo wonko. Is that what, in fact, is that what we in boxing the president, is that what we are asking him to do? Oyata osi Kwame, it was something way beyond his reach. Organizers ebusia na wo yeyi ebusia na wo sia won de hye emu mi kire na ebusia aye nhihye enhu a wo kan. And I know my own good friend oye abente a Kwame oye oba we free bi
wala
ebe oba Fridays
Charles Owusu very instrumental oka ho ma wo ye nhihye na nhihye ni na Kwame. And in the announcement they you better observe COVID-19 protocols wo ye barricade Marakasa mentum enkodu wo biute barricade that way, and so the people went there in their thousands, which in my view was unfortunate. But to try, force, and want to place it on the doorstep of the president, and one watch might take and seeking to blast the president and all kinds of things about the president. If you want, you place yourself in the shoes of the president. So in that circumstance, if you were the president, what would you have done? That you were not going to go to the funeral? That you went and then you saw the crowd, you were going to leave? Amazing.
Nana, I can.
Yes. Kwame. Since you are the Yakasa, we are the Munyan in fact, I don't go answer. We are the Munyan in our was swinging our dash bag. Now that's no come. When some people speak, that is how they turn, that is how they project themselves. They project themselves. They look, all the wisdom in this world, indeed, you can find it nowhere but in our heads.
So they shouldn't express concern?
Kwame, concern, I agree. But to want to place it on the doorstep of the president. I have posed the question of Kwame, if they were the president in this circumstance, and the president could not be this deliberate. The president, in the face of the restrictions and he has no connection, no link at all in this organization. All that happened was that an invitation to the president, and president honoring a general secretary of his party. And see, Mikasi will know some of that. Kwame, yes. Dom do do okopemo when nche yedam no doba. Why quite unfortunate. Now so to stretch it and seek to blame the president, blame the vice president. No one will come ministers or when that will be unfair. That will be amounting to dealing unfairly with persons who had no connection at all in this organization. Now, maybe remember a phobia.
Oh, mommy phobia. Must we team you phobia?
And tell me, no, go back with it.
The best. Phobia.
I mean, we support Kokrokoo na dwarfs. Dwarfs are here, no more Kokrokoo. Kokrokoo are here.
Dwarfs is your Kokrokoo 5.
Oh, Massa.
When you are here,
when the child is a fair.
Mazumo has in a dwarfs.
Oh, the German with the Hoa. I see. Kwame,
when you go,
and one integrate to a hole.
Yeah.
The spectators are admitted into the stadium.
125.
Yes,
no, only 25%.
Yes.
25% of the capacity.
Of the capacity.
Ano Kwame, my Junwano, Mentasi, Osande. Ono yi ekwan bia ba fa ho na de ko Rio Stadium ho. They will go through the gate. And see amanfo a Oil Sports Authority
National Sports
Authority. It was a game that was going to create the excitement.
Yeah.
Na Olifuna Mwesia Wakasa. The same thing the last time I wish here ma onom you saw what be what about only landlords na heart of folk for your
Langards.
Oh, me tell na pardon me yourself PRO.
Me say
Saint Jose.
Yeah, pardon what you so. Yeah, Saint Jose o sentiment.
Saint Jose.
Catro. Oh, said I also had to for all your passa. But correct. I'm in support with you. Masum heart to folk it.
Where?
Kwame, it's heart to folk Olympics game in the day. Muhu the National Sports Authority. What's now? And they have that instruction. There you only have up to a quarter of the park. No Buddha, the walk cross so unfortunately. Oh yeah, that was the one man so you. That also, Kwame, was unfortunate. But there must be the lessons which will not reoccur. And not reoccurring until the Bilim Bejinado. Kwame, until the Bilim Bejinado there will know has happened. Heart of Folk Olympics has happened. And therefore we must throw the law overboard. Not at all. But the man you see them.
Oh no has happened. Hearts Olympics has happened. But we should not throw it overboard. Kwame Duncan, well, I disagree, he disagrees, but we all agree. And Nana Hesse has sent me a message, a video of Sir John. I mean, one of his last interviews on it will be with TV, and some more can. I'll see the meeting Uncle Kokrokoo, but I won't play that. But on a light note, Chairman General, the judges are no longer in Akufo-Addo's pocket. During the burial of former President Rawlings, was the 25 limit in place? If yes, will the state be arrested? My beloved Ghana. But let me ask, obviously 25, no? What if it's a park? Or is it for indoors? Because if it's a park, we could have spaced out maybe 200 people. Where your burial service, for example, no way into them Jubilee Park, and a stadium, and a very huge place. Can we space out?
Well, you will know a BBGSS park, which is not fenced.
Yes, but that's where the issue is. That's where the issue is. You can't control.
Yeah.
Well, Kwame, I think there was leadership failure. Though this wasn't a state burial, we could all predict that the attendance at Sir John's funeral was going to be huge. The MPP leadership should have helped in regulating matters. Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, could not have been said to be less popular in Britain than Sir John was in Ghana. Oh, wow. Yet, because of COVID, the crowd was prevented. Abri Intercrady says we must be very careful. I am asking Ghanaians who are fond of lambasting the president unnecessarily if any Supreme Court verdict didn't go in their favor. Does the president now control the Supreme Court? By the way, I support and associate with those lambasting government for the inability to show leadership by breaking COVID-19 protocols. Kwejo Edupako, Achim assume. The president could have impressed upon the IGP to ensure that at least while he was there, COVID-19 protocols should have been enforced. APJ in Sunyai. No. In my humble opinion, the president should humbly apologize on behalf of the family of Sir John for breaching the Public Order Act. This will bring a closure to the debate. Kobana in Teshim. And then Martin Nejuso Domiabra. I was a witness at Sir John's funeral. In fact, the organizers did their very best as what they were expected to do. Even the security people over there were overwhelmed. So whom do we blame? Martin Nejuso Domiabra. Chairman, if you want to know, okay, I'll leave it there. Assuming attendance at Sir John's funeral was low due to strict adherence to COVID, the narrative would have been different. The same critics would have come to say that the MPP failed to honor the late Sir John.
That's right.
We are all a bunch of hypocrites in political clothes. Let's fix ourselves first and the country will be on auto fix. Alexander Bedu, AK Bishop, Usu RE, Royal Engineers. Gone were the days when Hearts of Oak can parade prolific strikers like Anas Seidu, Peter Lamte, Mama, Robert Hammond, and Ahmed Polo as the fearsome five. Akoma Toko, Kabir C in 2nd D. I simply cannot fathom why some people avail themselves to be used. Okay, I'll leave it here. Left to me alone, the police should have fixed the country should allow the fixed the country demonstrators to exercise their constitutional right amid COVID protocols. After all, health work is also good for the body. Say Obama Pokwase, tongue in cheek there. Tell Kwame Duncan to stop insulting the intelligence of Ghanaians. Does he know what we call vicarious liability? My goodness, in his own voice. This Kwame likes to say that. My goodness. If he won't condemn the flouting of the COVID protocols at the late Sir John's funeral, he should stop rubbing it in. What's this level of intolerance that anybody who criticizes an issue in this country is now given a tag name? Utterances like this cause disaffection for the government. Perhaps he's unaware. Mr. DT Adomako, aka and so what, in Apeguso.
Others must not speak.
So we'll leave it at and so what.
This is the kind of
we are a nation of twisted tongues and double standards. Today, those who malign the integrity of the Supreme Court judges' ruling in the 2020 election petition are now singing a new harmony because the tide is in their favor. Kabir C in 2nd D. Kwame, I'm surprised people are blaming the president for what happened at Sir John's funeral. We know he had no hand in the organization. Fawaz in Amasamang. Okay, I leave it. I'll take comments.
Why?
Yes, sir.
The man say me Nikaya Kano. The Adom Dudua working here with Yasi. I mean, although be IG to me there, oh yeah, then a hobby young man, thousands of people will be there because Sir John is an icon. Sir John has been a general secretary of one of the largest political parties, if not the largest.
It is.
Mamon conjugate to mobile for kakra. It is no. People are very inquisitive. People only Mr. John Po Oboko there or Kwakosha Aza Obesi Woho Obi or Kwakobu Obi Ruko Mapie Obi Ruko His Medeti. You have all manner of characters. Woko Sakra no. But Ninya is to honor Sir John. More so, the very people who are criticizing the president, one leadership were there. In America, there at the end of the day, whom are you to blame? As the president of the republic, is it? He has no hands. He is the chief mourner. Only some organization of the funeral. Yes. Ne party fu butuma bobwa ebusuafo ma wa organize yin me yin ya kama. But everybody left the place with praises. Though Sir Jones he has been well honored. If he may ever die, there was here politics. But yes, it is unfortunate. But it was unavoidable. I mean, it was unavoidable. The Dom Dudua Woboko. You won't share.
Inti yan fanda.
Ati da mo si wo parky.
Inti yan fanda ma.
No, adini de eye hu hwi ya on ye. Until let us prick our conscience and ask ourselves. So oyami na dombe mechia on ye medawa.
I won.
No, nya da mi de ami na me ba anemu nwa ane me mami ane meja ane mebusu pe yin ewa na dombe mechia ami on ye medawa. Osi. Ya kwami Bible no mo si. Jesus Christ oko Sea of Galilee. O preach ma owie more than 5,000 people are coming to one when you the bampo ma one. Unavoidable. People were prepared to listen to our Savior. Oh, see. Until it was an unfortunate incident. But you cannot help it. And don't do politics with it by directing it to the president. I work right now and protect in your COVID. I will blame the very people who went there, including political leadership. I won't walk wrong. Obiso ya ninya, obiso nyini kita kojo izinu ko to them so from kojo. Na to so do ya bo ebusu ko dam. Ninya ya ti wo ho. Na so nje won no de wo ya no. Won so wo kan wa all the way ya no wo ka de. Iyen so your boy chief domo za ya kan fancy kase bi chidom your boy ni chidom ya kwakọ bo Sir John chidom mo bi ehun de iyen so a ye democracy iyen so ya kan mo wo ye yi na so they sat down quietly and looking at their boys, some insulting, some directing the president to apologize because on the restriction law now benti. The law was made for man who, not man for the law. I mean, they be a kind of man someone. Na easy. Circumstances are unavoidable. The same thing happened to Accra House of Folk and Great Olympics. Kwame, Accra House of Folk and Great Olympics on Yasamo. When even Great Olympics was stand fast. On Yasam Babo, only the Zawakacho de Gamanche Debia. No, or there Tasso.
Gamashi Dabi.
Yes. Or there Tasso Papa. There say has in Olympics is ya I then can ye do homo. Onusu or your unavoidable. More to do so in there. Teams in Angasas again. Ne ehun there a doma bochinkun ne was so like tin. Hey, oh yeah, Christmas Day, both for the National Sports Council, for GFA, as well as the clubs. But Michelle, the UEFA championship, it was well arranged. That is it. But in the Michelle France in Belgium, Bulgaria, it was worse off. Baby, jurisdiction behind my organization, Marty.
So what do we do? So jurisdiction, what do we do?
No, we need to learn from others. There I am, ra. Now this weekend is the law was thrown into the air. Was it? Imra for Wasamko. Then you boy Ebrakaka. Americans, Nasia California. Wogbe adi kakra shomoso sisi wo. Sometimes when you infringe or something infringe on the rights of people akoko watching as boom obu no call left and right the ma igboya pump
Kojo Ofori says, I'd like to know if the opposition parties sent their reps to the funeral. If so, then they are all part of the overcrowding, and that's Kojo. And then this one from SB Ejipong in the USA says, Kwame Duncan's damage control will not wash. The COVID-19 protocol was breached by organizers of Sir John's funeral. Let's all just apologize and move on. Life goes on. Please, is the president the Busia opinion in Sir John's family for him to apologize on their behalf? Let's leave the president out of this. If there was a lapse, it should not be repeated next time. COVID is real. Let's stay safe. Don Pino in Malam. Akwesi being in Ajusu Bisiasi says the only protocol that was not observed was the social distancing. The rest were observed. They were even sharing masks freely. Well, I wasn't there, so I didn't know. Aluteria. Chairman, politicization of everything in Ghana. Recently, there was a funeral of a young boy here in Holland. At his burial, even though the restrictions are still in place, the crowd was overwhelming at the cemetery. And it was allowed because of the situation. Sometimes we Ghanaians talk too much. And that is from Kofi Nyako in Holland. And that's from Kofi Nyako in Holland. According to Ni Ofite Usa, Elias Alote Jacobs, the president was not an organizer, so he has done no wrong. You know, be so, okay. The COVID law, who bring him? He be president, and did he witness the crowd? Did he lead the place, or did he participate? If he did, what should be his charge? This matter will show our real size in this struggle, KSK. And then that's from Chief Abani. Chairman General, the minority says the president must apologize for Sakura Uno, but are happy about the Supreme Court ruling. Are they, NDC, going to join the demonstration? Hypocrisy indeed. Sampine, I beg your pardon. I got tongue twisted there. Sampine sends that one to us. And then this one says, Alute and Kwame should stop defending the wrong. Much as I agree the president is not to blame, I'd have been a happy man if he had spoken against the crowd and the breaches right there at the funeral, so that he would send the right signals. Akpoto Sunate in Kaswa. Kwame, tell the guy not to compare Prince Philip to Sir John. The funeral of Prince Philip was done at a restricted area. Therefore, it was easy to be restricted. But how can you restrict Sakra will no open field or Sam Kwabena in Teshi? Okay, Papa Bia Babetna, Kwame Duncan left. A patch of friends,
I'm Patrick from Charles Taylor.
Liberia president. Can baby say that when you free prison? And I say Asante Koto Accra Sovo footballer.
Me retiree now.
Retiree, why money you hand pay?
Yo, I don't pay the boko. Many marketing director for Man Family Wine.
Man Family Wine.
Wine via the free South Africa. Bye. Na I'm say Kokrokoo there. Man, tie Wednesday be a crowd and BBM. You are brutal crime tie.
And then I
say, me also want launch this campaign. For incubators.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, incubators, and I mean, the cray until last week. You can't say incubators didn't call any be a warm. So when you be more not just a woo.
No, correct.
And I miss me wa call be a man or no, so no a premature.
Oh, I
see.
see.
There's a incubator, Jessica, ye no cry. Yeah, and a German family wine. I see you to a form wedding. Last year, COVID didn't near man could papa. Yeah, see a bar no pay. It could $1,000.
Amen.
That they be support to young ones, incubators.
Amen.
Now, you enjoy a crack it with tobacco. Now, COVID equal you say be because and penny for almost no wine, Eddie who had dance. Almost until you does see a BBA. Yes, you are the best support way. In Kanka, our phone now, almost to be coffee. They be as a bear, almost no book room upon a bed. Tia buyer, a support to me until they buy.
Yeah, that's it. Indeed.
They buy so many. My managing director, Mrs. Irene Taylor, and a buyer.
Now, are you only Man Family Wine managing director and also, or you wow personal managing director? Because you see your friend Charles Taylor.
Yo,
and I'm managing director, so your friend Mrs. Taylor.
Mrs. Taylor.
It's you know, or you managing director of the company, and now or your personal managing director, so come.
Why see a mamma dear name few qua. Oh, when a man
She who must be obeyed.
Anna, okay, so me kai me shall bo.
Yeah.
Before Bruno.
Mhm.
Na mo ye program Wednesdays here na me kasi o. Panel no yi a mo nkoma e bo na emu ehwam.
Mhm.
Ti me se ba bro bia one cutting man wine.
Okay.
Inti no kwame na wa ha. Kwaku de de ne de ama no.
Okay.
Nja wo Kramonyi.
Dabi ne ma mi wu ye ne ma mi.
Double toot.
One cutting. Ana production team so e de one cutting amrem.
That's ba.
Ain't me so on behalf of Kokrokoo charities. You better say $1,000 here to go a long way to help. That is 10% of the price of one. Inti Mr. Charles Taylor, yenso any man family wine. Yedamasi. Na nyami aduma ya krebi nya kakrebi ba. Say COVID num koye but I say ye managing say ya adwin say ebia August and September ye be sense dwom. Na ya hwe ni benya na ya san akɔkyeche. Inti yesu yedase. So far 35 near the ama. Tell me taka no. But your bumper say you 15 be kahua. Now say your next campaign you the 15 quantity say you 50. Now I say half of the 100 ni yae. Inti ni baby abeti enka. Inti yesu yedase. Na me da you was so on behalf of Kokrokoo, Alute Jacobs and Akwamna Duncan. I like the way Akwamna ayaka can return near man family wine.
Nigeria is from Cape Town.
Yeah,
the best wine. Your baby are from Cape Town.
Chow me there pe wine papa.
Moko hopa. In barrels, Charlie.
Okay.
Ma in your home, yeah.
Hey, teacher Stella, Mr. Charles Stella, you da say.
You kwame uso.
Na
me bo abaso.
Ye da nyame ase. Ye da nyame ase. Ye in service to God and country.
Yeah.
Na minue bi so, your friend Larry. Or say man family one dey on pay. But $1,000 no give 15%. Na men kan me ho say a family business. It wa onim Larry America. Say Mr. Chancellor onim Larry America.
Larry dey.
Larry Dogwe.
Dabi Larry Ben na him we say obi ti make am say a family business.
Oh. Masia.
Na wan you. Opari. Opari to I say one in the minimum, but 1,000 in the for 15% because both ways no a family business man. I mean you come back.
Bakwame, ba bo abaso.
That's ye da nyame
In fact, ejuma oyi. Enya ejuma keto o. Si enya nipa 10. Ti say wo. Eye sa yi we a. You know what will happen to our health sector.
We'll do what we can. Amen. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Amen.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
99 plus 1 year.
I mean, you're not gonna. Namantano man family wine. Madzi. Mr. Charles, if I'm Mr. and Mrs. Charles Taylor and man family wine phone, you know, yeah, say for supporting Project 100, and at least we are adults, so we can indulge in man family wine. Even the Muslims took it during when their mothers died. They gave it to their visitors. You just speak Chinese. I will try now.
You have said it.
So let me come to your comments on COVID-19, Sir John, Accra Hearts of Oak, and Accra Great Olympics, and then we'll wrap up.
Oh, the Chief Justice.
Oh, okay.
In Jamaica, I spoke Chinese one. Yeah.
I'm the mayor. Made submission on the Fix the Country Supreme Court ruling. No, somehow I found myself doing a little bit on Sir John. You know, Inima COVID protocols. May assure the Nimubimu were not observed. So the number of people attendees now, I mean, who are quiet, the numbers are low.
Yeah.
Difficult to say there it was avoidable. It couldn't have been avoided, in my candid opinion.
It couldn't?
It wasn't possible.
Benta.
Oh, say, you check the people around him say, John, Wopena, Sam, Nankasa, ni character, ni personality, all those things. Until I wasn't surprised at the numbers. To them, my mom is in a crash. I could see some of the breaches, I could see it. It was even inside the Puana was well organized, social distancing. Anyhow, still no, the number was more than 25. Until I could feel it. Maybe outside, it was more serious than what was inside. Until to that extent, and there were breaches.
Yeah. The
same way with Sir John. Sir John was bigger and greater for good reasons. And so breaches they mean play the ostrich.
Okay.
Same with the stadium one, even though that one could have been controlled and avoided. Because it was a gated facility. 25% in terms of capacity.
Yeah, I'm hearing some rumors that they broke one of the gates. I don't know how far it's strengthened. I mean to me, but
such things
so I'm still asking questions.
Control such a crowd,
yeah.
But whatever it is, what's in one or a gated facility or your GF one will organize in Yandama.
Yeah.
If you saw
national sports authority,
no, they own the stadium.
Yes. They own this, but GFA organization.
The organization event now into two linear to me the one yes. Then of course supporters unions. Meaning they have be nice when you're that well organized. Because if they are involved there, some of this 25% can be well managed. Church mercy with their help in the Yama. Even dominating football, then fanaticism no nyago. The supporters union cry be more how members into but whatever it is no hono me feel that che obutum wa control more than compared to Sir John is now. Into west there I mean I admit that there were obvious breaches for whatever reasons, One war called for law enforcement and sanctions, deliberate kakra on what they are calling for. I'm not saying they are wrong to call for law enforcement because if you're law, you expect that the law will be enforced and observed and enforced. You see, mean na me kada one will call for enforcement of the law. No, they are talking nonsense. I can't say that. But we can examine the calls they are making and find out whether calls near genuine, sincere, or even practicable. Church mercy.
Yes.
For instance, say we break law when a police a cover. The organizers. In this case, like in my mom's case, if you were to tackle the breaches, when a target for the organizers, in this case the family, but other than now, the entirety of the family, church mercy, the organizers who are planning committee in Nanyama, it will be the first obvious target for law enforcement. The same way I see that it should be applicable in the Sir John case. So assuming without admitting that, look, let the law enforcement exercise their mandate. Or your attendees or your organizers. No what target. It is obvious that you target organizers. So on the field, on the ground there, if you were non share marks, obvious also a breach in Bralingadama.
Yeah.
But of course, if they are in their hundreds of thousands or thousands rather, I'm not sure the police have capacity to effect arrest of the 1,000. They can arrest 2 or 3 to use them as deterrents. But whatever it is, no, obey discriminatory too, because it be a nipa 100, now one share max, now you move 4. People will complain that you are being selective.
Even in the watch nose marks in the
yes, internet make a me pictures will show some places are what fine. Be a shene max.
Bob, our music will say.
But then there are other places also are
the other places are
unfortunately
chaotic.
yeah.
Oh yeah, a unity of opposites. That picture no, or a mixed picture. The Bimu were well.
What did you say? A unity of
Opposites.
Yes.
Nice
don't
one.
forget that I'm a Marxist. Ideologically, I am.
Yes,
And it is when you resolve the unity of opposition and you make progress. Contradictions, they want. Life.
US here get a Marxist. I was a bomb through and
life is
suicide bomber.
life. Damn the life. Life is unity of opposites.
That's right.
You know, positives, negatives,
Negatives.
contradictions all over the place. The more it we manage one and resolve one, you progress.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Beautiful.
Dialectical materialism.
Dialectical materialism.
Marxist quotation here.
I'm a Marxist, but
Yes.
I'm a realist.
Yeah.
So
But talking about unity of opposites, this says Uncle Kwame, Accra had to Volcan Olympics is Gamashi Derby, and as such, little could be done, just like the funeral of Sir John. Sir John was an icon for the entire country. The president should be allowed to rest. Rather, all of us who are shouting, don't we go to nightclubs and see people gathered there? Go to Osu and other places. People mass up. Does the president go to such places too? Let's stop the blame game. Richard Agri. Okay, opposites. Yankwe.
unity.
I like that.
For unity. The
Dialectical
full fledged.
materialism.
Dialectical materialism.
Kwame,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
I say I moderate. Age, when you are aging,
That's right.
Yes.
it all comes with some
You cool down.
You cool down.
That's right.
But otherwise, I look back, yay, red hot
Hey.
militant. Kwame,
Yeah.
inti,
Kogu, I am on Gofu.
oh, wait,
Yeah.
check
No, a lot of people don't know you. They think you are so quiet. Then they can come on. Hey, troubles are.
When you have she who must be obeyed, and you have kids,
Yeah,
you change a bit.
you change a bit. You change a
Those
bit.
days, don't forget.
Sure.
Let me a free electron. Rolling Stone.
Get those days at Austin. The arguments are.
Kwame,
Kwego.
now, so those who are pointing figures at the president, you know, it's a very difficult thing. Yes, president no on organizers no.
Yeah.
On Ankasa quote unquote, I'm the no invitee. Of course, minim role a part in Ankasa played in terms of support services. Minim Kwamna, you may know better because the party is not a family, but the Sir John was a key party figure. I'll be surprised if the party didn't play any role or didn't provide any support services. But still, Sabet take on unless it's documented the party no organized the funeral. No, I don't know how you can bring in the party to as a corporate entity for targeting for prosecution or sanctions. Same way with president and the government, unless it was a government sponsored or a state sponsored. Again, from me, Kakra Martino, on your government sponsored, on your state sponsored. Government may have given some contribution. That's the extent from being the sponsor. Another one. Now, Sepede criticized president for the presence. As I've said, I mean, more open mind. Democracy will room for everything and anything. You just say, you could now mountain top and criticize president. Why would I be worried? I would not be worried at all. Indeed, I will listen to you. So I be mama fa, I be ma keke. Na ma ignore, na ma move on. But it was a refer president's conduct or presence or whatever to parliament. Yeah, let's interrogate that. Kwame,
Kwego.
Minority fund.
Waboko constitution Munyadama. Removal of president. That's where the impeachment proceedings procedures are stated.
Once you are standing at impeachment procedures, I'm now very reliably informed. They didn't break a gate.
Okay.
They didn't break a gate. They broke through. I mean, the gate be with you, and will be managed there. Okobui toho. And now a man for just rushed.
Freedom.
Kwame.
Yes.
Stadium, you have walls.
So that is what happened at Accra Sports Stadium.
You have walls. You deals for stadium there
Yeah.
to get in that in Peniska. When we were kids, they know mad here. But then you can cry if you're the one
You go.
because they know I am after wall.
You know, be no one
the war no cost.
Those days.
And Obida sending me also dialectical materialism was first made prominent by George Hegel.
Yes.
And then built on by Karl Marx. Thesis versus antithesis equals to systensis. Synthesis.
Otasi.
Kofi Bami, good morning. And then thesis, antithesis.
Then synthesis.
Is synthesis.
Yeah.
Eko Adi.
Otasi.
Abdul Malik. Or you need him no audit. Anyway, let's go back to the issue we're talking about.
Say President Abe targeter. You have to find out intina wankasa when with the constitution nature that you can the president is not liable to prosecution yadama.
Yeah.
Civil or criminal proceedings if he's in office. Officer no crowd there the margin within 3 years.
Forget it.
But since your president is sitting in the office, now it's a refer the conduct to parliament. I get a hint of possible impeachment proceedings in the region. Otherwise, it's not worth it. You referring the president's conduct to parliament for parliament to do what? To scold him, censor his conduct. They can't. They don't have that. Ministers in the parliament to censor our conduct. Tetmas. Inti, if they deal with president now, you go for the constitution, Article 69, and all the subsequent subtitles under it. So I ask myself, what's the reference of the president's conduct to parliament for? Is it just an exercise in futility? If you want to subject the president's conduct, whether good or bad, to criticism, go ahead. You are free. You are entitled to do that. Unfortunately, I need Hyde Park. There was a member of parliament, maybe if during I think the Second Republic or Third. Also, just stay there, Independence Square. One year you or to them away. Hyde Park,
yeah.
You go to my can be vent your feelings never. Until she say you need be, but war power won't continue be. Because if it's a serious thing you want to do and you target the president for sanction, you know what to do. It's here. But I wonder whether even this, we read the constitution, I mean, under 69(1)(b). Say the president shall be removed from office if he is found in accordance with the provisions of this article to have conducted himself in a manner which brings or is likely to bring the high office of president into disrepute, ridicule, or contempt. But I still wonder, Kwame, whether the particulars of the president's presence or conduct at the Sir John place, even
whether they meet this,
whether they meet the standard. Maybe the lawyers can educate us. I don't know. Say, there should be a sense of proportion. President Wako. I mean, sure the president Nankasa say, who crowd no who no one shisha marks, no one needs social data. He will feel it. But in that situation, was the solution there? One, overfree police friend there enforce. Chichimo. Two, Amankasa boycott.
Driver from go.
Yeah.
But Obi is
very difficult.
Very difficult. But Obi the message be by the
protocols.
But Kwegu,
yes.
Not to cut you short, forgive. Obi the be by the ABR only a chance to speak, and I should have sought a window to speak.
No.
And probably would have cautioned.
The platform will be inappropriate. Location will be inappropriate. Look, Kwame, and inima.
You are dealing with human beings.
You can barrier. You can from. If we nimpo how to. What is the difference between the funeral?
The burial service is where the clergy will be in there to do all that traditionally by.
No, SDA, Saturdays.
It's all the way. And Sunday, they commit the soul to his maker. And then they go bury him.
And the suggestion is that the president could have seized the occasion to talk there. Look, more value.
So when you casa,
I don't know. Maybe, Kwame.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There is democracy has room for everything.
Why not? Room for everything.
That's right.
I said you could put in front of democracy.
See, Kwame.
Go.
I'll be honest. It's a difficult thing.
Difficult
to interrogate.
I've looked very deep in my mind.
Because Amankasa, that's why I am a reference mass for me experience. Yeah. Even though it was on a smaller scale, I still felt it. Tet Massey, I'll be honest with you, inwardly.
You were even the organizer?
Yes. Into me feel guilty.
You shattered within yourself. Oh my God.
Look, to be honest with you, we interrogated family in whether to do nothing at all. That is the fair one. But if you saw,
it's not possible.
The remains of it's another psychological burden. Yes. We are in tricky period. I mean, difficult times. Maybe there as well. Be careful because COVID don't call, and we don't know.
Now our way injections are being here.
No, too many. But on your total guarantee.
I mean, but 90% guarantee.
No, it's not a total guarantee. Oh yeah, but what it is that it reduces your chance one of getting it.
Yes.
Two, say at least to them first in it.
Exactly.
And it almost guarantees that you won't die of it.
Yes.
So those are the advantages of it. But on your 100% proof, full proof. Yeah.
But make there depend that I leave it to the medicals who are scientists in Yaman. Because you're trained in ye monitor year. Perhaps EI is a EI 30135.
Yeah, okay.
That's the latest one. But it really capture EI be chrono ma banning no baby a woman while list the suspended
Is it 1035 or 10
or incorporating that session? Maybe we should take another look at the numbers. In terms of
instead of 25, should we go to 50? Should we go to 100?
Maybe
Something
100.
Maybe 100.
And making sure that social distance is
maybe
stage.
Whether if we're given a mile will not take 2 miles.
That's a fantastic point.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because one man in 25. But Bishop Adai Mensah,
difficult subject
Kweku,
for me.
There's Bishop Adai Mensah.
Yeah.
I'll say tell Kweku Bako, Africans are always socialists, Marxists, and communists when they are young, but when they mature, they become capitalists.
But I'm not a capitalist. I don't own any serious business. Kwame,
you don't have to own a business.
You don't have to own a business. You can own a paper.
Philosophy now. But in the true sense of the word, you must be some solid business.
You see, you just said that you are a realist. That is the bottom line.
Yes, but that doesn't make me a capitalist.
I haven't said you're a capitalist.
I'm reacting to the text.
Philosophically, that bad.
You're a realist. At the end of the day, man must eat.
Yes.
No. Hold on. Socialism is not sharing poverty.
I didn't say that.
It is promoting collective prosperity.
But I didn't say.
Did not imply that socialism was eating.
No.
The man must eat is that, look,
I know why
have aged,
there are people who
there's
have
the family, there are the kids. There must be something even if today you are not there.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I don't.
But you see, Brezhnev as a socialist became a capitalist.
See, personal
other than Mercedes-Benz sports car.
Personal property is distinct from private property.
That's true.
Personal property is distinct from private property. Yeah. I wanted to tackle one issue, but I don't have time. And so,
which is one? The last one.
But the best freedom for next week.
No problem. Which one is that?
Chief Justice drags Ayini to General Legal Counsel. It is a rolling story.
It's the rolling story.
Yes, or as we say, it's Teo.
It could be a promising here. No, Kukumba board. Kukukura board the text, but
no, go music share. I did news file.
1.23 Jimla.
On the share news file.
I thought your is with Baba next week because by next week no
okay, release file.
Okay, no news file.
Okay, good day. You have been unfair.
No, it's not true.
Now that's
But I don't set the agenda for Newsfile. Neither do I set the agenda here.
But it came up.
I send a text. No, I mean, you
the one venture free. Yes.
Yes, no. But Newsfile or by the program now. I set the agenda. It's so thin about some Jonas concept of culture of silence.
Yes,
and then some Jonas concept, it was different from what people had been saying. And then telling you, Kwame.
I know.
On last Saturday, this thing Kwame Napedo discussing Ayini's case.
Ayini.
Me make it that point, and then my good friend Mr. Kokrokoo quickly said that this is exactly why Sam Jonah
was here.
Look, Sam Jonah some day Ayini the conduct issue. That was the one of the lack of conviction.
That was the point, and I agree perfectly.
And Sam Jonah spoke about culture of silence, no, based on convenience, parochialism, hypocrisy,
dishonesty.
No, I'm not sure he used the word dishonest.
I mean, I'm Zaka.
Okay, yes. It's not about abuse. But the one that attracted me relative to Ayini was the lack of conviction. Because look, he could apologize for Supreme Court. He apologized now was Pedro. Next, he could repeat almost the same or similar things.
What the repetition was worse.
Okay, you are discussing it through the back door. I'll bring it back through the front door later. But
contempt. Na wako face court contempt. Wako patrol just because we should have go prison. There are people in this country
who insisted, like Ken Crunchy, and went to jail for it.
Went to jail, because we had conviction.
Well, this was supporting Kwamina and punching Kweku, even though it's meant in jest. It says, I don't know who wrote this, but it says, if you are not a socialist at 20, you have no heart. But if you're not a capitalist by 40, you have no head.
Wow.
Papa Ko, thanks. Good morning. So if you're not a socialist at 20, you have no heart. But if at 40 you are not a capitalist, then you have no head. Food for thought. Kwame Duncan, Alote Jacobs, Abdul Malik Kwekubako, thank you very much for your time this morning. Peace 104.3, a little past 20 minutes to 11, about 19 minutes to 11. And, well, next week I made a promise. We'll come back and look at the Ayini matter. Maybe it would have grown some more legs, flesh, wings by then, and we'll have a better conversation. Most importantly, thank you for joining us as always by ear, voice, and text. And, well, somebody says I should add ice, so I've added ice. And so that is it. We're going.